like everything else, they say like you wait to get to a certain level before you have kids, you may never have kids, because you like never can afford it, and so you do things then. Buying that first house, you're always leery about doing it and a little bit over your head, but you still do it. The same for retirement and moving into that next phase. Or if it's not retirement, then if you're thinking about transitioning to a new career or going out and starting your own business, I think you still have to be solid, have the right discussions with your financial advisor, do what you can to be cautious, but you got to do it for your own sake. Because like everything, we're never guaranteed tomorrow, right? I mean, we only know what we know today, and that's living in the present. We talked about that in past episodes of living in the present, not worrying about yesterday because it's gone, future we don't know. It's brought home every day because, in this past month, we've had our neighbor undergo surgery to remove his lung because of cancer. And he's still kind of coming through it. Had an industry friend at the same time find out that he had to have brain surgery to correct a condition that happens with the capillaries, how the capillaries interact with the veins and arteries, and he had to have that done. Plus, at the same time, he's learned he's in early stages of Parkinson's. So it's like, my goodness. Now, he was older. My friend from the industry is older. Our neighbor is younger. And then last evening, I get an email from someone I'm still in touch with from one of the companies I worked with, where a colleague just retired at 67, was going to have a hip replacement. Blood work comes back to him. He's stage 4 brain, liver, and lung cancer. And he only has a short time. So again, not to bring in a downer, but the idea is we have to do what's right for us now and do the right things, but be aware of what we need to do and not worry so much about it. So in as much as I've lived through these times and know that things will get better, my only deep concern at this phase of my life is because I'm here. I also, in those early phases, like I said, those years of working, had the luxury of, I'll say, some safety nets, right? I mean, had the company match. So even when the market was down, even though I was in my 20s to 30s, 40s, 50s, I still had that little bit of, well, okay, it's okay that it's down because my contributions were being matched by the company. So you kind of have that. Plus, when we had bonuses, when I got bonuses, then some of that money went into long term. So now company match, bonuses, raises, that's all gone once we hit this phase. So you kind of lose that little bit of, we'll say, good feeling that even though things are down, you're still kind of making some inroads and it'll return even better. Versus now, if it's down, I'm not making up for it in great leaps, right? Because if I'm at X and the market drops me down to Y, I'm not having that incremental add in because I don't have it, right? I don't have company match. I don't have the luxury of a bonus coming if and when we got bonuses, kind of in April. And then the last company I was with, they did a great thing. When you got a bonus, they took a percentage of your bonus and dropped that into the 401k. You didn't have a choice. They just, here's your bonus, X percent. They dropped into your company 401, plus it was matched. That was a wonderful thing. So you don't have that. So your feeling about that little nest egg starts to get a little bit more concerning from time to time. So, for me, it's a matter of making sure that I'm doing the right things because that's all I can do is be prepared. So I put my faith in my financial advisor and he keeps me going strong. And that's where I've got to be. But admittedly, that's a big one of the other big adjustments, right? We've got to worry about how do we make up for that and what can we do to be satisfied. But I think that's just a part of this growth of understanding how to get comfortable. And for me, like all the other adjustments I've made, it's a way for me to get comfortable with something that takes me out of that comfort zone, right? Of saying and believing that, hey, you got another, right, Jay, another before the mandatory distribution is 72 now, may go to 75. So if I'm lucky enough and wait for that, it's still a good 6-7 years to recover what's been happening over the last year. And that should be good, versus whatever. Now, of course, if, doomsday happens or things continue like they say, then obviously, a little bit of a nest egg for you and Kristen from the inheritance and it's less on that category than others. But, that's all right.
First off,
but
who's saying what? When you say the doomsday, what they say. So who's saying what, and what is their credibility?